In this video, I am going to discuss how to find the slope of a straight line that is perpendicular to a given straight line through these two particular points. First of all, we need to remember the fact that two straight lines are perpendicular to each other if the product of their slopes is -1. So this line with slope m1 and this line with slope m2, they are perpendicular to each other, meaning that the angle between them is 90 degrees. Then the product of the slopes m1 times m2 is going to be -1. Now we are going to use this condition or characteristic of perpendicular lines to find the line that is going to be perpendicular to this given line. That means we are going to find the slope of that line. Now let's go ahead and use the slope formula, which is m is equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Now I'm going to do some labeling here. Call this one x1 and this one y1 and x2 y2, and I'm going to label the slope of this line m1, and the slope of the line that I'm looking for is going to be m2. I'm going to call that one m2. So my m1 is going to be y2 minus y1. -7 minus y1 is 3 divided by x2, which is 5, minus x1, which is -2. If I go further, -7 minus 3 is -10 in the numerator. In the denominator, 5 plus 2, because these two minuses is going to make it plus. So the slope of the given line is going to be -10 over 7. So my m1 is equal to -10 over 7. Now we got to find the slope of the line that is perpendicular to this line. We know the condition. It says m1 times m2 is equal to -1. We have m1 to be -10 over 7, which is this, times m2 is something we are looking for, is going to be -1. Now I can multiply both sides of this equation by let's say 7. If I do so, I'm trying to simplify. This 7 is going to cancel. That's going to give me -10 times m2 is equal to -7. -1 times 7 is 7. Now I divide both sides by -10. -10 and -10 is going to cancel here. So that's going to give me m2 is equal to negative, and negative is going to cancel, 7 over 10. So the slope of the perpendicular line is 7 over 10. Now you can check your answer by just multiplying m1 and m2. m1 times m2 is equal to, m1 is -10 over 7 times 7 over 10, which is m2. This 7 cancels, 10 cancels. It gives me -1 as expected. This is one way of doing the problem. You can do the problem in another way. You have m1, you need to find m2. What you need to do, find the negative reciprocal. Negative reciprocal of this number. First of all, on the side note, if a is a number, a is not equal to 0, assuming non-zero number, reciprocal of a is going to be 1 over a. And negative reciprocal is just you put a negative in front of it. Once again, if a is a non-zero number, reciprocal of a is 1 over a. Negative reciprocal is when you put a negative in front of it. So in my case, this a happens to be -10 over 7. So reciprocal of that number is going to be 1 over -10 over 7. But I don't need reciprocal, I need negative reciprocal. So I put a negative in front of it. Now this negative and this negative is going to cancel out. That's going to give me 1 over 10 over 7, which is nothing but 1 times 7 over 10, which is 7 over 10. And that's your M2. You can do the problem in either of these ways, whatever you feel comfortable with, no problem. You'll get the right answer in either case. I hope that this discussion was helpful. Thank you very much.